Shalom. I would like to give all praises to Yahweh Ba'Shem, Yahushua Ba'Shem, Wakar Kodash. Double honors to our apostles and elders here at Great Millstone. Shalom to the hopefully elect. Many blessings to you. Video came out no longer than about 2 hours ago from Phil from the Revised Show, bringing out a quote that these devils over in Africa have finally admitted to willfully and deliberately spreading that AIDS virus. Remember that epidemic that happened? Well, guess what? Brothers knew, and we were saying, look, they created that. They doing that whole thing. But you know, people sound like, oh yeah, I sound like a bunch of conspiracy theorists. But now the truth is out.
Etc. Show them so the people can see it, and then eventually we'll get them later. Now, there's this one particular documentary about South Africa, and it was named Cold Case Hammarskjöld. If I'm saying that the right way, forgive me. But in this particular documentary, you had a man by the name of Alexander Jones. He was part of an apartheid-era intelligence agency. And this man in this documentary admitted that they had placed the AIDS and HIV virus inside of South Africa to kill off as many black people as possible. Now, this man stated that they used fake vaccines to give to the African people to give them HIV and AIDS. They used it basically as a bioweapon because they wanted the country to have a white majority. This is what these people done. This is what this guy admitted that they done. And many people have always speculated that that's how AIDS got into Africa, was through vaccines. And I've heard that's how it happened. But this guy's admitting that this is exactly what they done in that time period. Now, this particular guy, he was part of the South African Institute for Maritime Research, and he was a part of them about 30 years ago. So he said that they masterminded coups in Africa and other forms of violence between the 70s and the 80s, and deliberately spread the HIV virus in the southern African region to wipe out black people. This is just what is written here, okay? So when I first read this, I had got an immense headache, okay? And then my stomach started to turn. The reason why I got a headache and my stomach started to turn is because the level of evil that these people will go to kill black people off. I mean, seriously. Reading something like this, I don't know why any South African will be looking at them like, what they even doing in here? Like, are they trying to kill us off now? But
now you see why we gotta be delivered from this damn devil. Now you see why you get so much resistance, why people don't want to get no vaccination for their kids or whatever. Now you see why. Because this man cannot be trusted. Anything that comes from this Edomite, so-called white man, cannot be trusted because they are the devil. And if you are an Israelite and you still trying to find some type of way to make room for them in your heart, you're going to continue fighting that. You're going to continue doing that until you drop dead, man. The Hebrew Israelites, all we're doing is bringing out the truth according to the scriptures. The Most High warned us that, look, these people are the devil. They have had a perpetual hatred for you since Isaac and Rebekah. The scriptures tell you that Esau has said in his heart, the days of my father are at hand. When my father is gone, I will slay my brother. That and the scripture said he had a perpetual hatred. Perpetual means forever, everlasting. It will never stop. So for you somehow to think that you can try to just show them that you're different or try to get them to understand your point of view, you're not going to get anywhere. These people, and when that whole AIDS epidemic and brothers was bringing that out, like, look, they set that up. Y'all was looking at us like we crazy. Now they're admitting it. Now what you got to say? You ain't got nothing to say now. And guess what? All of this is coming back on them because guess what? Esau is the new minority. And I got the proof on that. I did a video on that not that long ago, but little did I know that it was already been like in their records a few years ago that they are the new minority. And that pushes them and that fuels their hate towards Jake, because when they look at us, and like Phil even went over, man, they done already did hundreds of experiences on our people. They done tested us out. They test our DNA. They tried specific to come up with some type of specific bioweapon to destroy Negroes off specifically. It's a constant attack on Negroes, from your McDonald's to your Hardee's to your GMO foods in your neighborhoods to your GMO foods in your ghettos to the abortion clinics, where our women are like the #1 killer when it comes to each year. They kill off more babies than they do people that get murdered and so forth, homicides and whatnot. All of that is by design to keep our people low, to keep us to wipe us out. That's by design. That's just not by, well, we just got to get it together. No, they put that in there specifically. Just did a video on how we, our people, can't leave the ghettos because of what they had, something called redlining, where they'll deny you benefits like loans or whatnot because of your race. Because they look at you as a financial threat, meaning you stuck in the ghetto, so you stuck with that environment that's designed to kill you. But now what? Now what you guys seeing? What you seeing is going on now? Now fact is fact that these Edomites, the so-called white people, they are the minority. So you can't tell me that ain't the scriptures. This is Exodus 1 verse 9. I'll start at 8. Now there rose up a new king over Egypt, which knew not Joseph. And he said unto his people, Behold, the people of the children of Israel are more and mightier than we. Come, let us deal wisely with them, lest they multiply, and it come to pass that when there falleth out any war, they join also into our enemies and fight against us, and so get them up out of the land. That same mentality is what these Edomites have done. The Egyptians back then were the so-called Africans, the Hamites. Therefore, they did set over them, They did set over them taskmasters to afflict them with their burdens, and they built for Pharaoh treasure cities, Pithom and Ramses. But the more they afflicted them, the more they multiplied and grew, and they were grieved because of the children of Israel. It was an ongoing attack on our people to keep us destroyed, but as they tried to oppress us, we just kept multiplying. Those children over there that they gave vaccination for the AIDS and whatnot, that they did that deliberately, a lot of those were our people. And guess what? The more they try to kill us off, the more we multiply. Did they get some Hamites with that too? Yeah. But it's those same ones that they'll have the camera sitting right there. They'll have the sick children sitting right there. And they got the Edomites there with the mask on, with the little medicines and the vaccinations, looking so innocent. Yeah, we're going to help you. This should help. Do that. Man, they're giving you the AIDS virus. But because they got those smiles and because they look so innocent, you thinking they're doing something good. They're trying to kill you. But guess what? The Israelites, we just grew more. And the Egyptians made the children of Israel serve with rigor. But the more that they tried to destroy us, the more we multiplied and grew. Deuteronomy 30 verse 7. And the Lord thy power. No, I have to read verse 6. Because this is how we know this is how we know that the curse is in full effect and the Most High is making this work happen. And the Lord thy power will circumcise thine heart and the heart of thy seed, to love the Lord thy power with all thine heart and with all thy soul, that thou mayest live. And the Lord thy power will put all these curses upon thine enemies, and on them that hate thee, which persecuted thee. One of those curses was that we would be a minority. But now we're as the sand of the sea. Here are the facts that these Edomites are the new minority. The brother has sent this out.
An unrelenting stream of immigration. Non-stop. Non-stop. Folks like me who were Caucasian of European descent, for the first time in 2017, will be in an absolute minority in the United States of America. Absolute minority. Fewer than 50% of the people in America from then and on will be white European stock. That's not a bad thing. That's a source of our strength.
A new survey indicates that white Christians are, for the first time, a minority in the United States. Well, first time since whites came and basically did their colonial thing.
And wiped out everyone else.
And wiped out everyone else, exactly.
And that is, by the way, exactly why we're seeing the overreaction from the right wing that we are today. They're in a panic. Oh my God, our time is almost up.
You have it. You heard it back in 2017, and before then, they acknowledged we're the new minority. Ain't that something? Now, why do you think that is? Out of all this hate and this hate and the physical and the biological warfare that you announced against our people, that you've been doing, I'm talking about even the abortion clinics and so forth and so on, the guns in the hood, the ghettos, all of that is coming back on you. Now the opioid epidemic is mainly affecting so-called white males, and that's a big problem on their hands. Think about it. Tons and tons of times a day, their ambulances are rolling out to respond to somebody ODing. A bunch of people ODing and dead bodies on the sidewalk they got to deal with, and they're all majority of white males. Them emergency cares and them ED rooms are filled up with a bunch of Edomites strung out on those meds. And why they design all those vaccinations or whatever to destroy us, all we did was multiply, and then now they're the minority. Ain't that something? This is the book of Psalms, chapter 28, verse 2. I'm going to start at 3. Draw me not away with the wicked and with the workers of iniquity, which speak peace to their neighbors, but mischief is in their hearts. Give them according to their deeds and according to the wickedness of their endeavors. So all that wickedness you've been trying to push on us, and this is why you Edomites, you cannot deny it. When you devils just come out and admit that you've been doing all this, what people always considered it was a conspiracy theory, you admitted that you planted those vaccinations and you were spreading those AIDS just to wipe out people because you wanted to stay the majority. You can't deny that you're not the devil. You can't deny it. And that's why you guys got your own movement talking about I'm not ashamed to be white, because your history is nothing but bloodshed, rape, robbery, and evil. You have nothing to be proud about. And this is how we know that our deliverance is nigh, because the scripture says I have made Esau bare. You're being exposed. Everything is coming out. I mean everything. The whole world is seeing that you all are a bunch of hypocrites and you're the biggest devils that ever been spawned forth. This is how we know our redemption is nigh. Jeremiah 49 verse 7, concerning Edom, thus said the Lord of hosts, is wisdom no more in Teman? Is counsel perished from the prudent? Is their wisdom vanished? Yeah, because you never thought you'd be on the bottom. I mean, you formed biological weapons to specifically attack Negroes and Latinos and Native Americans, and the more you tried to afflict us, the more we grew. You set up abortion clinics specifically designed for our women to kill the children off. The ghettos, the killing, the guns in the hood, the drugs, all of that just to try to keep us down. But now you see that all that's coming back on you. And the more you try to afflict us, the more we multiplied, as it says in the book of Exodus, the 1st chapter. I will bring the calamity of Esau upon him. No, I jumped. It's like it. Is counsel perished from the prudent? Is their wisdom vanished? We jump down to 10. But I have made Esau bare. I have uncovered his secret places, and he shall not be able to hide himself. His seed is spoiled. His seed is spoiled. And his brethren and his neighbors, and he is not. Verse 12, for thus said the Lord, behold, they whose judgment was not to drink of the cup have surely drunken it, the Israelites. And art thou he that thou shalt altogether go unpunished? Thou shalt not go unpunished, but thou shalt surely drink of it. All the wickedness is coming back to you. Back to Psalms 23, verse 4. Give them according to their 28 verse 4. Give them according to their deeds, according to the wickedness of their endeavors. Give them after the work of their hands. Render to them their desert or desert. That's what's coming back to you. Because they regard not the works of the Lord, nor the operation of his hands. He shall destroy them and not build them up. So all your little designs and things you set up to keep us down, now it's backfiring on you. How have you become the new minority now? How has that happened? When you did the most wiping out and killing, starting from the Native American Indians all the way to the Negroes. But now all of a sudden, you're the one that's got low fertility rates. In fact, I didn't see the video, but this devil here, you know, for the whole New Zealand shooting thing, apparently he made a video and he explained that what fueled his rage to go and kill those people because he see that his people become a new minority and that he got low fertility rates. And if there's one thing these Edomites are afraid of, they're afraid of being a new minority. They're afraid of the ones being on the bottom. They hate that. They want to be the one to prosper. But you're going to know that it's a higher power that's orchestrating all of this because you're the devil. Proverbs 4:16. For they sleep not except they have done mischief. That whole AIDS thing, they did that by design, man. They deliberately created the virus to attack the immune system. And they said, we're going to target you Negroes with this. Hopefully it'll kill them off. For they sleep not except they have done mischief, and their sleep is taken away unless they cause something to fall. So they can't even operate themselves on a daily basis without passing some type of law to keep afflicting Negroes. Got to keep afflicting you. Last one, Proverbs chapter 14, verse 11. The house of the wicked shall be overthrown. Your kingdom, America, is going to be overthrown. It's coming down. You guys, people are finished. And now you're desperate to do anything to stay on top, to do anything to keep from being the minority. But you can't fight it. You can't fight it. The more you try to afflict us, we multiplied. And now all those curses are coming back on you. Now you're the one that's about to be, as the phrase goes, Europeans on the chopping block. You're the ones that's about to be you know, the minority, which you already are. The house of the wicked shall be overthrown, but the tabernacle of the upright shall flourish. This is how we know that our kingdom is coming. This is how we know we're at the end. And now your skirt is being uplifted, and you're gonna have to answer to all the wickedness that you're doing, because a lot of this is no more a conspiracy. You people are just, the Lord's putting a spur on yourselves to just go ahead and admit it now. And you're going to have to answer to that. You're going to have to answer to it, because there's no speculation. There's no, oh, you're just grasping at straws. No, it's the truth now. And we've been saying it for years. You people are the devil, and your kingdom is falling. So with that, I'm going to say shalom.